Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a guest video from Maelstrom, aka MS Bop, who is in the Gym Command space type with the beam gun. The beam gun, in my opinion, still needs some help. It needs a slightly better rate of fire, slightly better damage, the ability to charge like a beam rifle, something. As it is, it fires very slowly and does respectable but not great damage, and the fact that you can overheat it in like 2 to 3 shots kind of means it's not great. The beam spray gun that the other gyms use is a much better version of the same weapon. And maybe it's because the Gym Command is just a better all-rounder and they didn't want to make it overpowering. I can kind of see that because the command was, you know, with bazooka mostly, bazooka and machine gun both, was kind of a mainstay at cost level 3 to 400 as soon as it was introduced, because it just has the solid general skill set. It has 2 melee swings, it has a dodge roll, and it's got decent defense and damage, and with all those things together, there's very little you can't handle. So, yeah, but in terms of like really good damage compared to the bazooka, which stuns, compared to the the machine gun, which stuns more easily than the beam gun does, there's nothing really to recommend the beam gun. So Maelstrom, being Maelstrom, got a good round here with it. So I figured we'd show it off. It's not an irredeemable weapon. It's just, of the 3 main choices for the Gym Command, it is 100% the weakest. For the Gym Sniper 2, which can also use it, it is 1000% the weakest. There is... I tried it once just for the heck of it, and it was absolutely not worth doing. So, don't worry about that. Don't even try it. Like I said, had a player once tell me that, people seem to be reluctant to ready up with Gym Sniper 2 players anyway, so yeah, don't be that guy and use the beam gun with it. It's not a good idea. But I like the design of that beam gun. I always have. Just the whole Space Super Soaker thing it's got going on with the big, E-cap on the back of it. But it's... at least I assume that's what that is. But, yeah, it's just not good. It needs a buff of some sort just to make it competitive with the other 2 weapons options for anything that can use it. If there's something I don't know about it that makes it better, please, chime in. But that's pretty much been the consensus of everyone I know, that, yeah, the beam gun is just not it. But enough harping about that. Let's talk about the match. Let's see. And, almost. And a Vulcan kill, I think, here. No, somebody else got that. I'm surprised. But, yeah, another thing, I probably haven't mentioned lately, but is very, worth remembering. Head Vulcans on almost any mobile suit that has them can be fired while boosting. Most weapons cannot, and boosting towards someone and killing them with your Vulcans can just really surprise them. It's fun. Let's see. Bad luck there, just a millimeter out of melee range both times. I got a good beam gun shot in there, and a couple of upswing, downswing, which pretty much how that goes. Got a good downswing in just at the end of the vulnerable period. Very nicely done. And let's see, they've got Saber out, so he's basically safe to approach at that point. He knows. Oh yeah, I forgot the command starts at 250. So, but yeah, it is definitely one of the top things to be using at 250. The gym trainer kind of disrupted 200 because it was one of the only things or costs that did not have a double melee and dodge roll option for general mobile suits, and now it does. Thing of course is that the trainer does not get a shield. So, and shields, as you saw when Maelstrom pulled back there, he did block a little bit of damage because he pulled the shield in front of him where it hit the machine gun fire. Let's see, I'm not sure. Okay, that's bazooka. I kind of thought it was. Yeah, and sometimes there is an invulnerability period in the dodge roll, but I'm not quite sure where it falls, and it never seems to fall where I need it to fall. So, earlier or later. I'm not exactly sure when that happens. I have to just watch as other people use them and see if I can figure out the specifics. Looks like the support fire did not hit anyone on either side. He's signaling that last lonely Jim to fall back, which is a good plan, because the rest of the team's coming up. This is after they had patched the resource satellite here. There's only one checkpoint. There were two in the beginning, but the map is small enough it doesn't particularly need them, and now there's a Skure at each end. That is the mobile weapons platform with the giant piercing beam. So that's not, you don't have to, get to, bolt to the middle and then, fight a bitter war of attrition for it. I'm pretty sure there's a Skure at each end. So if I'm wrong, let me know about that, but I'm pretty sure there are. Or is. Lost my tenses. But, at any rate, if there are two, I would love to see them just have a shootout with one another. I think they'd probably each survive about one shot from the other, but that would be fun to watch. At that point, though, I'd kind of want to see the Zeta Gundam-style beam collision action move in there, so that the beams hit each other. You'd get a tremendous explosion. Because that's a thing that happens in Zeta 2 or 3 times, usually I think it's when Camille and Jared are fighting. They will fire beams at each other at exactly the same angle, at exactly the same time, and they will just push against each other until they explode, which is really kind of neat and would be incredibly difficult to implement, materially in a game like this. But it would also be really cool if they did, honestly. But, let's see, team's doing pretty well. Minor deficit, 700 points. That is winnable, even with a minute left. Just have to pick your targets carefully. That looks like a Gigan down there, which is going to be a really dangerous thing for Mail to fight, because, type advantage, and the Gigan hits like a truck. So, kind of have to stay out of its way while, trying to pick fights that he can win, this being one of them, because he's got a lot more health. And even though they've got a bazooka, there is, there are some, ways to approach without getting hit, and good shot there, got the kill, and, they've almost evened it out, so if Maelstrom can stay alive, and, they've got the lead, so now the thing to do is, guard yourself, protect yourself. And, running from probably the Gigan for Gatling to be hitting at that range, that's pretty much the Gigan, so his team is on it, though, so he can, sneak around and provide a little support while it's out of the way, and a good kill there. But, now they've got enough of a lead, he doesn't even have to be quite as careful. But the important thing is, he kept himself alive when it mattered, and his team won. So, good round with a difficult weapon to use. Oh, wow, they had 2 beam gunners on the team. Very nice. So most targeted, which, with a beam gun, that's not surprising. And that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more, so until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! The Gym Command is still really solid at pretty much any cost level you can use it. It's just also kind of dull, so I've been avoiding it because even though there are things that are not as durable or not as powerful, there's always something I find more interesting to play with.